3-year-old girl unintentionally shut herself into the refrigerator, but at this time the refrigerator door could not be opened. She desperately called out to her mother but received no response because her mother was already dead. Fortunately, the girl pushed the refrigerator door open, which prevented the tragedy, but soon the girl became hungry. She shook her mother's body and tried to get her to get up and cook for her. At that moment, a bottle of sleeping pills slipped from her mother's hand. The pills inside suddenly spilled all over the floor, but the little girl didn't know. She thought the pills were candy, so she picked up a pill and asked her mother if she could eat it. Fortunately, the phone rang at that moment. The little girl climbed up the bookshelf on the chair. She just touched the phone but accidentally dropped it to the bottom of the cabinet. But the girl's small hands could not reach the phone, so she wanted to seek her mother's help. When she saw her mother's face was full of injuries, so she immediately went to the dresser. But on the mirror, written in lipstick were her mother's last words. It turns out that this morning, the husband and wife had a big fight. The husband chose to leave home in anger, and the wife chose to commit suicide in anger. But the little girl did not understand. She took a box of cream and rubbed it on her mother's face. Playful, she saw smoking iron. She was curious and reached out directly to touch it, and ended up screaming in pain instantly. But the mother remained indifferent. But the girl's stomach was still very hungry, so she went to the cupboard alone to get her milk bottle, but she accidentally spilled all the milk on the floor. The helpless little girl saw a bucket of bleach again. She carried the bleach to her mother and asked if she could drink it. The 3-year-old girl climbed the guardrail of the balcony despite the danger, because her rag doll fell downstairs. She wanted to go down to pick it up. Fortunately, this scene was seen by the neighbor's aunt. She desperately shouted for the little girl to hurry down. After the neighbor's repeated persuasion, the little girl finally climbed down the fence. Then she went back to her room and shook her mother's body vigorously. She wanted her mother to go down and pick up the doll for her, but she didn't know that her mother was already dead. At that moment the phone suddenly rang. After answering the phone, she found out that it was her father calling. At that moment, her father had lost his anger. She kept apologizing to her mother, but he did not know that it was too late. The little girl had a cough because of the cold. When her father found out, he told her to get some cold medicine from her mother, but at that moment, her mother was still lying motionless in bed. Suddenly, the little girl picked up the sleeping pills on the floor. She thought it was cold medicine. She stuck the medicine directly into her mouth. After she finished it, she asked her mother if she could take more. The mother didn't say anything, so the girl took it as a yes. Although this medicine is very bitter, but the girl still ate a lot of pills in a row. After she finished eating, she lay down on the ground and played alone. At this point the effect of the drug suddenly took effect. The girl soon fell asleep on the ground. When the father rushed home and found the house very messy, he instantly realized that something was wrong. In a haze, she also saw her daughter hiding under the bed playing games. But all of this was just his hallucination. Because of his anger, his wife and 3-year-old daughter all went to heaven. This is the end of the movie.